Welcome to the Path of the Muthzak video series. Join me on a rough playthrough of Lord of the Rings Return to Moria, in which I will highlight tips and tricks that will aid you on your own quest to reclaim Khuzdul. Okay, I accidentally muted my mic and didn't get a voice track for a large portion of this video, so we're going to record this voiceover. Getting ready to activate the Mithril Forge and see if there's a horde. Alright, no horde. We did unlock the ability to craft iron wood at the forge, and the ability to craft the elven farm box and mithril ingots. Here I'm showing that you can craft the iron wood. It does cost 20 metal fragments and 20 wood scraps. And I actually go ahead and craft some right here because I wanted to see what the yield was. So we got 10 iron wood out of 20 metal fragments and 20 wood scraps. Seems like a fair turnaround to me. I always put these mail tables up and the repair smithy up in case there's a siege or a horde. And I have food to run back to or a repair smithy to run back to quick. And that's why that door is there. Now we're checking the recipe for the Chaz Aknaman, the dragon slaying mithril spear. 5 mithril ingots, 9 diamonds, 6 ironwood, and 6 scales. Put it on a chest here, and then we're going to throw it on a wooden chest, or throw it on a hearth, and then we throw it on a wooden chest, so that I can put the materials needed to craft the spear in here. Otherwise I'd end up accidentally leaving them somewhere else and have to make multiple trips. Realizing that I have to travel back to a different base to get some materials and drop off some of my inventory, because I don't want to leave it at the forge. Gotta make room because we need mithril ore to make mithril ingots. My short-term memory is trash, so we're going back to remind myself what I need here. There's the diamonds. Not all of them, but some of them. There's some scales. Not all of them, but some of them. Grab my buffs. Went ahead and destroyed that hearth because I don't need any surprise sieges in here. It's not set up for defense very well. And we're trying to concentrate on other things, so. One more scale, dropped from a shadow orc. Scales are dropped by shadow orcs, drakes, and fell beasts. Alright, caught a glimpse of that mithril over there. That's mithril and adamant. I do try to get most of this adamant out, not necessarily because I need the adamant that bad, but you never know what's hiding behind that adamant as far as more mithril ore. A lot of times you'll see a big mineable deposit with just a tiny speck of ore peeking out of the stone or granite or adamant. And then once you start digging, it uncovers a huge amount back there. I'm just speaking about ore in general, not mithril at this point, but also there's plenty of mineable deposits throughout the game that doors can be hidden behind, like different entryways to different map tiles. Usually you can see those things on the map, but not always. And also, There's some rooms that you can mine through an ore deposit and find an empty pocket on the backside of it that you have no way of knowing is there. And often there's a statue back there you can repair or something to that effect. Sometimes there's even Muthzakons back there. So even if you're not going to pick up all this adamant, or whatever you happen to be mining, it goes back to rule 2 of never assume a dead end. Get it all out of there and make sure you're uncovering all the pathways and hidden secrets that might be there. Waiting for that stamina to come back.
If you lose your way and your torch goes black, hum-daddy-o-day-o, you can whistle clear and they'll guide you back. Hum-daddy-o-day-o, hum-daddy-o-do. And once you know how the ditty goes, hum-daddy-o-do, means at the oaken door with the raven crest, you can sing for your supper and a good night's rest. Hum-daddy-o-day-o, hum-daddy-o-do.
My pickaxe swings through.
Alright, got all that out of there. Hopefully I was able to go out back and edit out some of that tedious mining.
Works.
What are they fighting? Spiders. Just had to do a quick circuit, make sure there wasn't any other wargs roaming around out there. See how much mithril we got. Looks like 5 pieces of mithril ore. There's our 6th scale. Okay, I'm not sure what happened with my audio there. I had to take a phone call, and I'm not sure if I was muted or not, so there will be an edit, and I will do a voiceover if I have to, but we did mine mithril out of those 2 spots, and now we're going to see how many ingots we can craft. So we need 6 mithril ore for 1 ingot, and we only have 5. So, on the search for mithril ore. Now, this is where a lot of people get hung up, because everybody's afraid to go into the darkest deeps and look for anything. So, unfortunately, that's where we have to go. So we're going to go get geared up for that, and then we're going to go find some darkest deeps. So we'll go back to base, and it's starting to get dark, so we'll gear up and we'll rest and buff up. And then we will be on our way. I can remember where I'm going. There we go. Get rid of some of this stuff that we don't need. Alright. Do we have any brew flasks in? Do I have to make them? There we go. Evening ale. We don't need evening ale. Dawnbreak Pale Ale. Dawnbreak Pale Ale. Both evening ale. Let's go see what we've got brewed over here. Half goblet. And that's Dawnbreak. Great print, so hard to read. And we have the stuff on us for Durin's lamp. Sunstone, true quartz, Khuzdul, and adamant. We don't have any of that stuff except for Khuzdul steel ingots. Make sure we're full up on the rest of our stuff. Take 2 stacks of wood and a stack of natural fiber. There's going to be some climbing involved. And we need inventory space, so just fill our ovens real quick while we're here.
The envy of all creatures is the horde of Khuzdul, and not a soul, nor dragon nor troll can take the halls we've hewn. Through darkness bites a shining light, the duty we must carry. We do our part to keep the heart at work in making merry.
I live for ale, a fire, and a song.
Okay. Off in search of Mithril.
Wouldn't like this. He's gone. She's here.
Making sure I have mapstone materials.
We got orcs.
Filthy dwarves.
I need a better weapon for this. That is all you've got?
Jeez. My timing is off. Ooh, crap.
That's one more for me.
Move all this stuff down here so I don't accidentally drop something that I need. Like I almost did that adamant. So this is one of those vertical shaft rooms that you may have heard me refer to before. 3 to 4 levels in these rooms, and there can be up to 12 entrance exit points across those levels. One of them is usually here, clearly not in this case, but oftentimes there's one here. You can see on the map it shows that there should be one here, but clearly it's not. So that means it's above or below us. In this case, it's below us. Star metal. I've clearly made this descent a number of times, and I'm pretty good at knowing where to jump, but you should be careful. Down in that area where I just looked, there's also a common entry exit point. Here's one. There's a town over there. I mined this out real quick to show you that to protect yourself from falling rock, you can mine into this granite deposit and create an overhang for yourself. And the falling rocks don't fall within that granite deposit. So, safe place to put a small quick camp or set up a repair smithy quick without having to worry about a rock falling on your head. And come over here real quick. We're not going to do this orc camp right now, but I set up a little quick base, a little forward operating base, so that we're ready for it when, and I can just map stone to it when we are ready to take on Orktown. When I say not ready to take on Orktown, we could take on Orktown right now. We're geared for it, but that's like how we proceed out of this area into the next part of the story progression. So we need to get Mithril and craft the Mithril spear before we do that. Remember to keep those map stones facing away from walls and the spawn area in front of them open, especially if you're playing multiplayer.
Dwarves are back.
So, we're in search of Mithril ore. Not that it should be a surprise, but it's going to be found in the darkest deeps. The darkest deeps that it's located in will all be in Berzanbar, the area that we're in now. Here's one of them now, and they will all be protected by a fell beast. The fell beast lets you know that you're at the right darkest deep. There can be anywhere from 2 to 4 of these darkest deeps on your map, in my experience. And it's good that the fell beasts are protecting them, because fell beasts drop scales, and you may be in need of scales, because scales are kind of rare in my experience. And you need the scales to craft the dragon spear.
I need a better weapon for this.
I think they did a great job on the animation of drakes and fell beasts being on fire from your weapon. I think they did a great job on the entire game, but that's a standout for me. So we start with a rope ladder, drop the rope ladder down, and then when we get to the bottom of the rope ladder, we put quick platforms, as many or as few as you want, whatever makes you feel more comfortable. And then set up another rope ladder. If you fall down here and don't hit your quick platforms, you will die. And then you'll have to go retrieve your body, which is always a pain in the butt. These quick platforms are extra sloppy, and I'm not proud of them, but I was just trying to hurry. You see that rope ladder going through the edge of that quick platform, that's going to cause me a problem when I climb back up. And here we are in the Mithril mine shaft. Here's our first bit of Mithril there. There's not really any reason that that should be red, but
All that is gold does not glitter. Not all those who wander are lost. The old that is strong does not wither. Deep roots are not reached by the frost. From ashes a fire shall be woken. A light from the shadows shall spring. Renewed shall be blade that was broken. The crownless again shall be king.
I love that song.
you see we started to take despair damage. It's unavoidable down here. I shouldn't say unavoidable. A hearth isn't going to fix it for you, like it would somewhere else. But that's what we brought the Dawnbreak Pale Ale for. Because the Dawnbreak Pale Ale, while you have the Bright Hope buff from drinking the Pale Ale, you won't take any of that despair damage. Another one that helps is Miravar, because it will heal you at the same rate that you're taking damage, which is about 1 point every half a second. Another thing that can help is placing a Durin's lamp and singing to it for a nice buff. I just prefer the Dawnbreak Pale Ale. And the Hobgoblet Lager is good for if you're having to sprint away from enemies down here, or if you don't have Ore Frenzy, it'll help you with your stamina. A lot of people will drop a mapstone, a hearth and a mapstone down here. If I were going to try and mine out the entire thing, I might do that. You know, for when my inventory fills up, I don't have to climb all the way back up and climb all the way back down. But for this playthrough video series, we're not going to mine the whole thing. we're going to get enough mithril ore. We're actually going to end up with more than enough mithril ore to make what we need to make. And then go craft the spear and carry on. I do like to place these adamant barriers in various places while I'm down here. There are some, you'll run into spiders down here, which isn't that big of a deal. Unless you're taking despair damage and then they poison you on top of it, then it can be a big deal. But you'll also run into the nameless beast down here. In the Discord, we commonly refer to it as the Bell Dog. And you'll see one here in a little bit, but they can't get over those barricades, and when they run into them, they don't attack them, they just bounce off of them and turn around and go the other way. The Nameless Beast can hit like a freight train, take you out pretty quick, and they've got a lot of hit points, but they have a very small aggro radius, so... And when we see the Baldog here in a little bit, you'll see that I probably should have put those barriers double stacked, but we don't end up having a problem with it. Now all that talk about how much of a badass the Baldog is. The Baldog is one of the challenge creatures for Axbeard's Bare Knuckle Brawlers of Khuzdul challenge, which is the guild challenge that I'm in charge of over at the Discord. And each one of those challenges gets progressively harder, and each one of them has a progressively better reward. It's not a reward that you can't get on your own in the game. It's basically materials and weapons. But it's a fun challenge, and it's a good group of people that have joined the guild so far. The first time I played the game, and we found out that Mithril was in the Darkest Deep mine shafts, we mined every one of them. I think we mined 3 of them. You see these little nodes here that you can mine for Mithril too. We mined every one of them, and I think we ended up with like 300 Mithril ore. So there's definitely a lot of it here. I also like to put down standing torches as I go through here, because I don't know if you noticed, but the mini map up in the left is just a purple miasma that hides your map. So kind of use standing torches as my own breadcrumb trail. Find my way back to the way out, the way back home. If push came to shove, I've got the materials for a mapstone on me, and I could just drop a mapstone wherever I'm at and teleport out. But that doesn't help me if I'm dead looking for my body down here. Spiders. In my experience, when you start running into spiders down here, the Baldog isn't too far away. That might just be a coincidence, but that's the way it happens for me.
A song for a mining heart.
So our Dawnbreak Pale Ale wore off. I'm singing at this lamp. I do have another flask of Dawnbreak Pale Ale, but I'm trying to hold off on it.
Till Durin wakes from sleep.
And there's the bell dog. See, our hearth line isn't going all the way across to the other wall, so we're not going to be able to place a barrier there. Just go back and deconstruct the hearth and remake it somewhere else. Because we're out of hearth materials. Shove that hearth into the wall a little bit because I don't want it in my way and end up tripping over it if I'm running from something. But I don't want to shove it too far into the wall because sometimes you can't deconstruct them then. This is the one that I should have built too high instead of a single layer. You'll see why here in a bit. There's the bell dog. Maybe it's because I can get him close enough to the wall. The natural wall. Try and get you a good look at the bell dog here. Comes. And he walked right through there. Comes. But you see, we've been pretty close to him so far, and we haven't aggroed him yet. was just checking that vein to see if it was precious gems or sunstone, which is sunstone, which is important. Sometimes you have to come this far in to get sunstone so that you can craft the Durin gear, like the Durin's guard armor and stuff. But it's worth it. The Durin's guard armor having the shadow repellent effect is pretty awesome. Not doing Orc Town right now, we're just heading over there to use the map stone. And the repair smithy. You may have noticed while we were using the repair smithy there, even though it looks like I'm wearing the Erigian armor with the lights, I'm showing that I've got Durin guard armor equipped. Same with the Belaghost helmet. I'm showing that I have the miner's helmet, but you see that I have the Belaghost helmet equipped. That's the new transmog feature from the wardrobe tab in the menu. And you can make armor look like other outfits. I chose to use the Erigian armor and the miner's helmet as skins because when they're on top as the skin as opposed to being the armor, it still provides the light effect, which is pretty awesome, but you're getting the armor effect of the Durin's guard armor. Normally with this setup I would only have 2 or 3 armor helmets on my armor bar. You see I've got the full 5. Okay, so we've got plenty of mithril ore. We're still short on diamonds. We're going to run to our lower deep space because I think there might be some here. There we go. We got 8 more. Which gives us more than enough to make a spear. Now if you're playing co-op, you're going to remember you want more than 1 spear. You only have to have 1 to fight the dragon. But if you want more than 1 spear, you're going to need to gather enough to make more than 1. And one of those darkest deeps in Bearzimbar will have precious gems in it and could give you diamonds. And remembering that I don't have a hearth down over here, so I'm not able to access the chest from the forge. Checking to make sure the hearth area is big enough. And now I'm going to find out that I haven't crafted my mithril ingots yet because I spaced that off. A little edit there to cut out the crafting time of the ingots. And you see it kicked our Durin's axe out of our masterwork slot because this spear is a masterwork item. And without any mods, we can only carry one of those at a time. Bonus against dragons glows when dragons are near, and that should include drakes and fell beasts as well. You see that it's got the dragon rune mark in the corner of the picture. It comes pre-enchanted with that rune. You don't have to take it to a rune table, obviously. Also, there's no changing it. So the Mithril Spear will always have the Dragon's Bane enchantment on it. Spears are my least favorite weapon in this game. Just not crazy about the moveset. I prefer other weapons. Put the Dragon Spear up there for safekeeping, because I'm not ready to give up my Durin's Axe yet. And I decided to call the video at this point, but we're going to go back to base. It's almost dark, so we're going to get rest and buffed up. And then the next video, we will go take on the Shadow Orc domain, and then move on to the dragon. Now, there has been a glitch in the dragon fight for some people, so we'll see if we experience that or not. Essentially, the dragon fight happens in 3 stages. And if sometimes that first stage glitches and it won't progress beyond that. Developers are working on a fix for it, but recently somebody on a Steam forum posted a fix for it, and that fix has been being shared around Reddit and the Discord. So if you need that fix, I'm not going to explain it right now, but if you end up needing it, you can reach out on Discord, and if I'm not around to answer, somebody will answer you. But if we experience it, obviously I'll show you the fix then and hope it works. So here we're putting our meal on for the next morning, and then I remembered a glitch that somebody was talking about. So I decided I wanted to try it. So the glitch is, if you wait until there's 1 second or so left on your meal cooking, and you pause it and log out, when you log back in, the meal will not be on the meal table, it will still be on the cooking station. And then you can go collect it from the cooking station, and it will go into your inventory like a ration, and you'll be able to carry it with you. Okay, so it didn't work there because I logged out too soon. We filled our stove with a complex meal. We waited until the countdown got to 1 second. Paused the game. Now we're going to leave the world. And when we come back, those meals should not be on the table. They should be in the stove. And we should be able to collect them and put them in our backpack. Which is not supposed to happen. It's a happy little glitch. I promise I won't tell Tharkoon if you don't. Also known as a Bob Ross glitch. there's our mushroom scrambles. So I managed to unmute my mic long enough in the original video to tell you about that. Pit. And there we have 8 meals ready in the oven. And now we have 8 meals in our backpack to eat as we see fit.
Billy has a ruby wine and Yari a copper mead, a bronze and stout for
And if we
fun,
eat those meals during the proper meal time, we will get the proper meal buff.
lovely to behold.
And I believe we can store them in a chest as well. So I'm not positive about that. Hopefully those mushroom scrambles don't go bad while I'm sleeping. Alright, that's it for this video, guys. Till next time. Hey everybody, thanks for watching. If you liked the video or got anything out of it, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Every little bit helps. If you want to see more, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Turn on your notifications. If you want to chat, you can find me in the comments, or you can find me over on the Return to Moria Discord. Links are in the description.